Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the YouTube channel where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back, everyone, to the YouTube channel. My name is KJ, and I'm your host. And today is my spoiler review for episode 5 for FX/Hulu's new series, Alien Earth, episode 5 spoiler review. If you have not seen this amazing series, could you pause this and hit that thumbs up button? Because I hope my YouTube channel grow, and I truly appreciate it, and thank you in advance. Come back and let me know what you think in the comments below, what you think about episode 5 of Alien Earth. So again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned. Now, let's get into it. This episode starts off into the flashing scenes from episode 1. Then we capture some graphics, says 7 days from Earth, 17 days from Earth. And then it also shows Marrow in the past as he's like getting ready to be in the current event. This is like building up to it. Marrow is woken up from Zovian. I hope I said her name right. And he woke up and he's like in his drawers. He's waking up, trying to figure out what's going on. And they found out that a xenomorph hugger has literally decapitated 2 crew members, and one of them is the captain of the ship. So we see, like, this is where I guess this particular group did not learn that, you know, if you cut the alien, the blood from the acid is going to destroy them. But then, when they tried it, it was just funny to see it. But it just shows, I think this episode showed a better detail when the alien or xenomorph like latches onto the face. It holds a really tight grip to it where you can't get it off your face, literally. And it has already, you know, laid like an egg of a baby xenomorph. And what that means is kind of like it goes in here and it comes out, and then does the famous moment where it comes out your chest. And so in this episode we see them trying to figure out, and Marrow's like trying to figure out why and how this is, but we can already tell half the crew was trying to keep it a secret because they didn't want to know how it did and what caused it, because when we found out later, it was a little bit ridiculous, but it was kind of funny in a way. But this is where it had that horror feel where it scares you, and I truly loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And so, and then we get, he gathers everybody around and he just tries to explain what's going on. And then we learn that the engine seems to be malfunctioning, and we don't know why that engine was malfunctioning, and it's heading back to Earth. But Marrow reminds the crew what's more important, and this show us that these xenomorphs huggers have gotten more people throughout this episode and more frequent, and of course Marrow has to investigate, and we know from episode 1 that there's a lot of cameras going on. And what happened was he's checking all of it, and he's trying to see what's going on, because it seems like even as the other people on the crew don't know that there's hidden cameras that shows that they're being spied on in a way. But it seems like Marrow knows. Now, we also get a glimpse of Marrow's past life. Marrow has a daughter, and he seems much happier back then, but she has passed away in a fire that destroyed her home. And I believe that it says she was 19 years old. I'm not quite sure, but I do believe it said she was 19 years old. And then it said he won't be able to return until 52 years. He's going to take him 52 years. Marrow and Xavian are having a secret meeting, and they talk about what's going to happen. And the xenomorpher is, on the loose. And this episode just demonstrates how intelligent these creatures are, because in this episode, one of the creatures, one escaped as out of like a capsule or whatever, and it was just a small one. It wasn't the one that was the eyeball, but the eyeball one's my favorite. But this one escaped and almost went into a sandwich, and the lady's sandwich, but luckily somebody found it and they tried to figure it out. But this is how it shows a lot of the crew members are making common rookie newbie mistakes, what they shouldn't do because they were trained to do this. And so what would happen really does make sense, and why most have hatred towards Marrow, because he's calling them out, because we learned that Xavier, she and the captain were in a relationship, and they decided to do the boom boom in the spaceship with the xenomorphers. And it's why would you do that? And obviously them fooling around may have caused to open a capsule or a cage type thing. And we see this, it leads up back to what happened in the events in episode 1, as this kind of half grown, half small xenomorph attacked them and killed them all. And that's how this episode ends. And it also shows Marrow did inform Yutani in person, but then he went back to where Calvier is at, because we also learned that Calvier and the captain of the crew were teaming up to sell the alien species parts to him underneath Yutani's back. And that's just a no-no. So obviously Marrow is going to correct everything in this thing. And then we see that he goes back to where he's at to get to the thing. So really, this was a episode of just I guess it's a filler episode, but it was very informative to understand where Marrow is coming from. Marrow lost his daughter. Marrow really believes in this mission, really believes the vision that Yutani tells him. And this is all he has left. Because if he fails his mission, he has nothing else, because he lost his daughter. Right? So now, this is a way you can kind of feel bad for Marrow. But this also shows that without his daughter, I think, he's more ruthless. He's more aggressive, as he is in the previous episodes. And of course, this is just the idea of, I don't know, it's like he's lost his insanity. He's just going more insane. And so I think this is really, really, really important for him. And if he fails, I think he's just going to crack. So that's why he's very ruthless. That's why Slightly is in a situation where this guy has a lot to lose in Marrow's mind. So this kind of gives you a different perspective to view this character. And other than that, for a filler episode, I think this is really good. And I really enjoyed it. I think the actor who plays Marrow, and of course the whole cast did an amazing job, but the actor who played Marrow, I think he did a really good performance. And I honestly I love episode 5. This was really good, just because, again, it's very informative. It gives you just an idea of what led to the events that happened in episode 1 and where Marrow is sitting at. So now, when we get to the current time, we know that Cavalier, Prodigy company was trying to do something dirty, but we're getting the new visual of it. So they were scheming way before this, way before Wendy, possibility Wendy. I think Wendy was probably just in her previous body as a child when she was sick. So I think it happened before that. But that's where I got out of it. And what I like, another thing I just like about it is like, I really like the horror in this. Like, you didn't know when this thing was gonna attack, but you knew, like, there were certain scenes where everybody in the crew wasn't watching their back, and it was just kind of funny to see it, but it also was kind of scary and intense because that alien did get them. I mean, this xenomorph, they have different ways to get you, and it's just nuts. But it does make sense that one little thing of pretty much the whole crew was just slacking, and I get it when you're stuck on. No, I don't get it that you're in outer space for a long time, but I just can't imagine being in outer space and you're single and you meet another woman or another person who's single and things happen, but those things could lead up to really bad mistakes that could lead to their death, as they did. So that was a pretty interesting idea. What was the tipping point for all this? And Marrow did what he had to do. So I don't agree with it, but that's how it went. That's how it went, man. So if I had to give this episode a 1 out of 10, I'm going to give it a 6. Really good. It just focused much more on the past of what was to come in episode 1. But, it was just very short information in a way to just explain, like, what was Yutani's kind of mission. They didn't explain the whole thing, but they just showed the viewpoint of Marrow and where he's at and where his mindset's at in the current time of this episodes of season 1. So really good. But that is my spoiler review. Thank you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace.